In an earlier video, we talked about depression and how we shouldn't be ashamed of it or guilty about it, and that it's, I compared it with, getting the flu, the same way we treat someone who has a flu, same way we treat ourselves if we were sick with the flu. So I need to put my money where my mouth is and talk about how I got over depression and how I didn't know I was depressed. Other people knew. I know other people knew. They just, how do you tell someone they're depressed? Because you know what they're going to say, right? What? No. And it's just part of the whole deal. So my experience was there was so much stress in my life, and I was under so much, I was so invested in winning over that stress, right? That's not, the stress isn't going to beat me. I wasn't looking at myself at all. I was just looking at the people, the circumstances, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And by the way, you're saying, hey, you're a psychologist. How can you not know this? Doctors don't treat themselves. Psychologists don't treat themselves, right? It's too much to expect for someone to have that kind of insight while they're sick, because this is a tricky condition, right? Your judgment isn't at its best when you're getting sick, right? I was trying my best. I was doing what I thought I should do, but the enjoyment was gone in life. I think depression is probably, and I can say this, it's the worst of all illnesses, right? And here's why. Because it takes everything that's enjoyable about life away from you. And as the depression got worse, the world kept shrinking and shrinking and shrinking till the point where it shrunk down to a bed. And that was it. To get out of bed to do simple things like take a shower, brush teeth, it was as if I were trying to climb Mount Everest. That's real. Because the stress and inflammation that happens in depression will take you down, right? And the more I fought it and resisted it, the more stressed out I got, the sicker my body got. Sicker your mind, body, same thing. Okay, we're accepting that now. The way we diagnose now, we don't look at the body's separate from the mind. Mind is the body, body is the mind, and what affects one will affect the other. Okay, that's an important point. So I really wasn't taking care of myself because I thought maybe I could beat it with my mind. Sleep, horrible insomnia. I can tell you right now, I want you to be hopeful in this video. That's why I'm doing this. I'm not doing it because I need to talk about myself. I'm doing it so maybe if you're experiencing this stuff, you'll know that there's a way out, because I can tell you this for sure. It feels like there's no way out of this. It really does. You're so discouraged and hopeless, and that's just part of the depression. It's not a fact. And so depression will affect on a physical level. That's very important, because I think that helps get us away from the stigma that's attached to it. We want to think about it like, we know about stress hormones. We know it's not our fault if our body gets sick, right? Let's take it out of the will. You're not going to will yourself out of depression very easily, right? You're going to need to get some help. It can affect the physical, obviously the emotional, because it's all the same thing, spiritual, the lack of hope, the lack of joy, all those things are taken from you. So what I did is, and I don't want anybody to do this, I'm not recommending this at all, is don't let it go too long. And I'll tell you why I did, I was proud. I had too much pride to actually go get some help. I could do it myself, and I was in no condition to help myself. I was too weak at that point from, the sickness. The sooner you seek treatment, the sooner you identify it, first of all, and that's what these videos are here for, to help you do that. Know what it looks like early enough to where you can get help faster, and then treatment goes better. Me, I waited too long till I pretty much had to. I was so sick, like I said, my world had gotten so small, and I remember sort of suspecting, that, I might need some help and things like that. How the life gets sucked out of you before you even know it. Things like, I used to dance with my daughter all the time, and my mom actually told me, yeah, I was talking to Georgia, and she said, my daddy used to dance with me, but he doesn't do that anymore. Or I remember that my son, when it first started, my oldest son wanted to play catch, and he kept asking me to do things, and I just didn't have the energy for it. I really couldn't do it. Or if I would try, it would be 5 minutes of it, and I'd be exhausted, and I'd go back to the bed. And one day he came up with his glove. Want to play some catch? I said no, and he never asked me again. Right? This is how it affects not only me, it affects everyone around you, and why you need to get yourself some help. There's good news, and then there's better news. Right? The good news is I got better, and then the better news is you can get better. You got to go and get yourself some help for this stuff. If it's pride that you have, the proud will be humbled eventually anyway, so you can accept it right now, or you can accept it the hard way, right? The depression will take you down if you don't get some help for it. I can tell you that. No. That's the stuff where you got to think of yourself and other people, and it's going to be hard to do it. You're not going to believe me if you're having depression right now and I'm talking to you. You're not going to believe me when I tell you this, because it doesn't feel like it. But I'm asking you to take a leap of faith on this, and I'm offering myself as some evidence for you. I didn't know if I was going to make it out of it, and I did. You can, right? Other people didn't know if I was going to make it out of it, and I can tell you this is the beautiful part of it, is this has been the best year and a half of my life.